What's up, everyone? It's Malaysia. I'm no longer going to refer to myself as a Lo because I'm going through an identity crisis right now. So right now, just refer to me as Malaysia. Recently, I've decided to do a little reality YouTube series. I feel like my life is interesting. I'm always busy, I'm always on the go, and I don't know, I just want to share with everyone. Some people may think that I'm a quiet introvert, but I have a shell that I break out of, so I want you guys to be able to see that. I haven't thought of a name yet. I'm just gonna continue this for a while and just call it my YouTube reality series until something just jumps out at me and sticks with me, and we're just gonna go with it. So today's first episode will be about me meeting Gabrielle Union and getting advice from her. My friends and I threw Antonio, my friend slash new brother, a surprise birthday dinner. This YouTube reality series will be positive. I'm a young 22-year-old college student about to graduate, about to enter the real world, get a career job. I just want to share my experience with everyone. Like, it's not pretty and nitty-gritty as like I would like for it to be, and as maybe sometimes I portray it to be. It's not stressful, but it is, kind of nerve-wracking. Like, I'm about to enter the real world as a young adult, and I don't know where I'm gonna go. I really don't. I have a lot of goals that I want to achieve in life, but I don't know which one to achieve first. I don't know where life will take me. I don't know where God will guide me. So this is just my experience. You guys can watch and learn from it. I ramble a lot, so I need to kind of, control that. I'm gonna try to keep videos 20 minutes and under, maybe 25. I may push it, but yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So let's get to it. Look at this lighting. Like, who are you? I look like somebody's grandma right now. Somebody's wannabe rich grandma. But don't worry, I'm gonna be somebody's rich grandma one day. But yes, I'm meeting Gabrielle Union this evening. I'm excited. Like, you do not know how excited I am. She's amazing. She's an amazing Black woman, and I just love how she uplifts other people, especially other women, especially Black women. Like, she is just like amazing. And what she does for the community. She's an activist, and she doesn't put up with anybody's shit. She will call someone out. Like, Gabrielle fucking Union Wade, like, I love you. And her book is amazing. Like, if you haven't read it yet, you need to get your life and read Gabrielle Union. Like, as a child, my first movie I watched of her was Deliver Us from Eva. There was one scene, she was just strutting and walking with her head held high, but it was like, wow, like, who is this woman? And it was like a Black woman at that. And it's like, growing up, I did watch a lot of shows that were designated to like Black people in the Black community, but to see Gabrielle Union, like, she was a chocolate girl on the TV screen. Like, I was a chocolate girl, or I am a chocolate girl, and just to see someone like that on TV, like, it was amazing. And she talks about how it was very hard for her to just get a job while she was younger, because sometimes they didn't want a Black woman. So yeah, she's just amazing, and she's just a prime example of, like, go after what you want. Don't let anything stop you. If you feel like you're not being treated fairly, speak up for yourself. Most importantly, speak up for other people who probably can't speak up for themselves. And she's just all around an amazing woman, like, just truly amazing. So I can't wait to meet her. I just can't. Like, you guys don't know. I'm surprised I'm not as excited right now, but like, when I see her, like, my heart may go through the freaking floor. Like, oh my God. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Even though I just said I'm not excited, I'm excited. If you look like that, wouldn't you be looking at yourself like that too? I I seriously, I'm one of those people where I check myself out if I see a reflection of myself. I mean, I feel like that's how it should always be. Like, if you just happen to walk by and was like, okay, you look great, you should have the right to. So you should see me when I'm getting ready. Like, my ego is like through the roof. Okay, so Sierra, you make me feel weird about this.
I wasn't prepared. Okay. It wasn't like 1, 2. It was just like, okay. Like a kid.
Tiara and I, Beyonce and I,
Oh yes.
are on our way to go see Gabrielle Union
And Dwayne.
and Jazz. Jazz is meeting us there. Oh yeah, and Dwayne.
Can't forget.
If LeBron's there, I gotta holler at him for Frye.
Oh, she look cute.
Doesn't she?
All right, push through, B.
Be like, LeBron, my brother is like your biggest fan.
I know. I was gonna tell Kirby. I was like, cause D-Wade is Kirby's second favorite fan.
Really?
Second favorite player.
Mhm.
And I was gonna tell D-Wade, like my brother, like you're number 2.
Yeah.
You're not number 1, but you're still number 2.
Number 2.
Well, in your prime, but yeah, I'm not. I don't know what I'm gonna tell him, but like your book was really good. I know you're not signing it, but I didn't get to finish his book, but it's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You may have to back him out.
And I can't wait for Antonio to see his thing.
I know. He's gonna be so shocked.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to say hi and that we're on our way, so. Alright.
When y'all were going through the dating process, when did you know, oh, I'm about to lock this up?
Me or her?
I'll say either
Better
one.
ask her that question.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't even say it in a straight face.
In his mind, it's when I first saw him.
Yeah.
When I first saw you. No, because God bless him.
Wait, Channing is okay, don't let him come between us, okay? No, he does this, you know, so let's stay accord. We talked in the car before we got here, right?
No, you should say. You should say.
I don't remember, so long ago.
So, it was a process.
Right.
It was a process. And we went in and out, you know, over the years of like, oh my God, I think I could spend the rest of my life with you, to I don't want to see you for the next, you know.
Oh, I know it.
You know,
I'm his
like
teammate.
Yeah.
I know it.
So you want to share a story? You want to share a personal story with them about the I love you? Go ahead. We'll share that. Share that.
Okay, now this is something that's not in the book. You're only going to get this exclusive on Road Trip.
Exclusive.
Okay, so perhaps I was drinking. You guys know me now, you've read the book, you know I like a cocktail or 6. The kids don't know. Well, the kids are gonna know now, 'cause they know.
You're an adult, 6 over a couple hours.
Oh, you know? We don't drink at home. They don't know. We don't drink at home. You seen us drink at home? You seen us drink at home?
If you could see his face right now, he was like this.
Maybe on Thanksgiving. That's
Thanksgiving. Perhaps it gets a little saucy.
Every day.
So I had a few that night, and we were hanging out, and I could have sworn he said, "I love you."
I love juice.
You probably did. He snuck it.
It was like in the very beginning. I hadn't really known him long at all. And so I was like, okay. Yeah, I didn't say it. Cause
That hurt, didn't it?
No, because I didn't say it.
the next
did it
morning,
hurt?
the next
definitely
morning,
said it.
he was so sweet and wah, 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 wah. I was like, hey, about what you said last night. I love you too.
So at this point, I'm like, what is she talking about too? Like, I just let it go, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until, I think, right before we got married,
Yeah.
we had the conversation like, so let's talk about that. You know I didn't say I love you first, right? She's like, I could have sworn you said I love you. I'm like, no, you said it. So we didn't know until right before we got married that we never said I love you for real. It was never official. We just rolled with it. So,
But it works though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it worked out.
It works for
Y'all
y'all.
married.
Lock it up.
she said it first though.
On accident.
You know what I'm saying?
They legit are like peanut butter and jelly in person. Like they just go together. Like God specifically made them for each other.
Listen, I used to tell my son, I don't even know if you remember, I used to tell my son all these, you know, when your kids do something, you always be like, when I was young, you know, so I'm telling him one story about me sleeping head to toe with my brothers. There's about 6 of us.
You had a
And I'm-
sleepover in
and
the
I'm-
suburbs,
Yeah,
right?
but that was always it. So I'm telling him about the head to toe, and he was just like, yeah, Dad, I know. Like, he hit me with one of those one day. Like, yeah, I know, you didn't have toothpaste, you had to brush your teeth with your hand. Like, he hit me with that.
Is that a thing?
No, it was definitely a thing. I had to brush your teeth like that.
You didn't use your shirt. I use your shirt sometimes.
Sure.
Your finger, what's that do? Your finger's dirty.
You got what? Listen, I ain't even ordered.
You didn't have a shirt. Oh, you didn't have a shirt.
But I'm gonna say, at that
Just in
moment,
Chicago in the summer, right?
There's
There's
no-
no
listen,
laundry.
hey, listen, Paul.
You had to make your own shirt.
Not poor Paul. P.O.
You couldn't even afford the ore.
We could afford no more vibes. Like, no.
You had an ore sandwich.
But at that moment, that's when I realized, like, okay, he don't live the same life that we live. You know what I mean? Like, I used to always have those when I was, and he hit me with, yeah, Dad, I know. And I realized at that moment, okay, he doesn't live the same life. You know what I mean? I have to start parenting him where he's at and where he lives. It's hard for me to say, well, what I used to do, because what I used to do, he don't have to do.
No.
You know what I mean? So at that moment, in the midst, I was hot though. Oh, I was hot in that bathroom when he did it to me. But I had to realize that moment, like, okay, that's right. He's a spoiled little rich kid.
And it's interesting. Raising raising tall black men who are still children, who are privileged, who forget that when you are not physically with the two of us, you're just black kids. They're not checking your parents', credit scores. So we've had this conversation many a day. And how do you navigate the world without enjoying your parents' hard work, but at the same time being very aware of what it is to live in the skin that we are in this country that we live in right now, with the state of, the world and who we have in office and how and the shenanigans and the racism, the discrimination that he encourages. No, you're not going to be received the same way that your friends who don't look like you are received. You challenging the teacher on facts that are not in evidence, you are not going to be labeled a leader or assertive. You're going to be labeled a troublemaker and aggressive. You'll be disciplined differently. No, you can't take the golf cart up and down the street with the music blaring. Last weekend.
I can't do that. I lived in Orlando. They whoop whoop.
Yeah,
Turn that stereo off.
It's not the same for you. It's just not the same, and it sucks because you want to work hard and you want your kids to have everything you didn't have, but at the same time you are doing them a disservice, not making them aware of the space that they're occupying. You know what I mean? Our neighbors, half our neighbors where we live in Miami, are seasonal. So they only live in Miami like 6 months out of the year for tax breaks. But a lot of our neighbors have their own personal security from whatever country they're from. So depending on that country, their view of blackness dictates how they may treat my child. So in Florida, which is a stand your ground state and an open carry state, all they have to say to get away with killing my child is that I was afraid. But what does it take to be afraid of a child? He's not doing anything, he's not armed, he's not attacking you, he's existing. And that's enough. So how do you even parent when they're leaving the house, knowing that's their truth? Like how does that even work? How do we even prepare them for that? And that is terrifying to me. So okay, perhaps I overreacted to the golf cart situation. But in my mind, I go to Tamir Rice. I go to how we demonize and weaponize and criminalize blackness. We've seen this story many times, for decades, for centuries, since our arrival. And how do you impart that history and that knowledge to privileged kids who just want to enjoy all the bells and whistles that come from our hard work. And that is some of the realest, most depressing things ever.
And to be honest, it is depressing. Like, just the energy in the room. I mean, it was majority Black. It's the truth. And it sucks that it's the society we live in, but we just have to make it an importance to just continue to educate people and call people out. So after the interview, they opened it up for Q&A. Of course, you know, I was the first one to raise my hand. I'm like, I have the perfect question. I felt bad because we had to ask questions about her book. So I asked a question that didn't have anything to do with the book. It was a good question though. But then after me, people kind of just disregarded the book. I don't even know if a lot of people who attended actually read the book prior to coming. But I read the book, and based on the answer that I got from her, after you read the book, you will know why she answered my question the way she did.
Best friend and I are graduating this year. Tiara.
From where?
Cleveland State.
Hey.
Yes. Yes. So I wanted to know what advice you have for two young 20-somethings entering the real world.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's like when you move into your 30s. Be open to adventure. Be open to leaving the town that you grew up. Be open to travel the world. Meet people who don't share your opinion. I swear, everywhere you go, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter where you go, it's the same thing. You have to be open to different experiences that you never thought were possible. Like, one of my biggest challenges this year when I did my vision board, I was like, I've accomplished so many things that I've never even could have dreamed of. Your dreams have to shapeshift. What you wanted at 10 years old should not be what you want at 15, and it should not be what you want at 20 or 22 or 25 or 30. The goal should be to constantly be evolving and growing, right? So by the time you get out of college, date people that you would have never thought were your type.
Yes.
Right?
I can be down with the swirl. I'm just joking. But I get where she's coming from, because for me, when I would look at people that I would possibly date, I have a strict type. One of the things I learned over the past year was it's okay to have a type, but don't limit yourself to your type, because you could be closing yourself off to a really, really, really great person. So that's the advice that I would have I would further for myself from what she said. But yeah, I get what she's saying, you know, just be open to anything. Like, when you read her book, she legit said that she didn't really look Dwayne Wade's way. Like, she didn't. It was his cousin that approached her and was like, yeah, my cousin wants to do this, 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 and this. And it was Dwayne who actually had, you know, he kind of was feeling for Gabrielle Union. So, yeah, don't limit yourself to people, not even in terms of like an intimate relationship. Also friends too, you know, go new places, go meet new people, network. You never know who you may meet and where they may take you.
Figure out what your life, I don't want to say your life plan, because that plan's going to change, but like, think, well, this is what I thought my life was going to be. Throw that out the window. So if your thing was, well, I'm going to be I should be engaged by my senior year, I want to get married at 23, I want to have my first child throw it out the window.
Yeah.
When they say life is what happens when you're busy making plans. And if you stick to this rigid idea of what you think your life is supposed to be, which is generally what your mother or your father thinks your life is supposed to be, you're going to be wildly unhappy.
You hear that, Ma? It's more so my mom who's like, oh, you should do this. You should do that. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I think you should do this. I think you should do that. And I'm like, no, it's my life. So I'm gonna do this when I want to and that when I feel like it. Whereas like my dad, he is more so like, I love my dad, but he's like, I'm so proud that you made that decision on your own. Like, I'm just really proud that you did that for yourself. And he's like, I don't know, he's just so for me and what I want. And it's not that it's because he agrees with what I want. It's because he gets that when I'm young, I should be able to do what I want. I should surround myself around people that I want to surround myself around. I should make decisions that I want to make for myself. And he gets it. I'm not saying that my mom doesn't. It takes her a little while longer. But I mean, it's just easier with my dad, so.
By the time you're 30, because you've lived out somebody else's dream.
That's true.
So figure out what you want.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
That was real. It was everything I needed. After that, I hear no one else's questions because I was like, she really spoke to me. My family, I'm very, very thankful for my family. My parents especially. It's weird as you get older, you talk about new things with your parents and you get their insight on life, and at the same time, they still get your insight on life. Like, you know, they learn from you. They're proud of the decisions you're making. My mom, she sometimes gets emotional and she's like, I'm just very proud of you. Like, she had me young. So some of the things that I'm doing right now, she's like, I would like to have had what you have right now. And she's like, just the fact that you get to experience certain things, it just makes me happy. And she's like, I'm living life through you. She says that a lot, and each time she says it, it really just sticks with me. So everything I do it for me and my mom. So yeah. And then in terms of like my dad, like I said before, he just tells me, like, if I tell him I made a decision about something, he's just, you know, he's happy for me. He's like, I'm proud that you made that decision. Do what you want to do. At the end of the day, if it's something you want to do, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. So that's one thing. I'm just learning to just say no if I don't want to do something. That's something she also stressed in the video. I don't think I put it in there, but she's like, I'm learning to say no. If I don't want to do something, I'm going to say no. If I don't want to go anywhere, I'm going to say no. Unless you're like super close to me, then you know that I kind of, you know, reiterated my life around, made some changes. I'm very, very uncomfortable right now, but I'm ready for what life has to throw at me. I'm ready to just, you know, grab life by, if life had shoulders, I would grab it by the shoulders and be like, let's go. Because we are about to take over your 20s, okay? Okay. Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, like I said before, I feel like this is a great first episode because it kind of just sets the platform for where I am in life. Yeah. In terms of like my friends, you guys know who you are and I love you. I'm just learning to, you know, be more open with my friends. You know, I'm the type of person where I don't really go to people for advice unless I absolutely have to. But I'm just trying to be, you know, more transparent with my friends and let them be there for me. After my breakup with the 2-year relationship, that's when I started to, you know, feel the love of my friends and my family for me, because I was just such an independent person that I like to figure things out on my own. And one thing I realized is that it's okay to allow people to be there for you. I kind of felt like, no, I don't need your help. Like, I'm okay. I can do this on my own. But you actually need people there to be there for you. And that's one thing that I've learned. You know, I just got out of a relationship for like 5 months, and prior to that I was in a long-term relationship for 2 years. So I obviously got into something too soon after something that was, you know, or that it still means a lot to me, but obviously I was, you know, still wrapped up in things that I should have kind of, you know, taken care of before, you know, as in terms of like my emotions, what I was ready for at the time, and most importantly, myself. I was not myself. I'm still, well, I'm working on becoming myself. And I used to be afraid of being alone, but you guys, like, when you need to work on yourself, life forces you to be alone. You will either be alone in that relationship, or you can be alone and working on yourself. So that's where I am right now. I'm working on myself. I'm really consulting with God on my terms. Finally, myself. I'm learning to love myself. And you know what, guys? I'm an amazing person. I've always known that, but I just feel so fierce because I'm the only force making myself happy. When you can make yourself happy, can't no one tell you anything. That's why, like, when I was getting ready, I just had so much, love for myself. You're like, look at you. So, I don't know, now I'm rambling on. But you guys, this is just a snippet. I have so much coming up in life, and I just want to share that with everyone. A lot of people are doing YouTube just to, get the financial benefits of it and, the popularity of it. But for me, I just want to document my growth as a person. I do have a journal that I write in, so I document it through that as well. But I kind of want some visual representation of my growth. So this is for that as well. If I gain followers, popularity, let that be that. That's cool. I'm glad if other people can learn from me. But yeah, so I'm excited for you guys to get in on this venture with me. So yeah, I need to go finish helping my mom cook. It's Sunday. If you know me, then you know that Sundays are for cooking. I'm gonna try to make myself available to help my mom throughout the week to cook. But yep. Told you guys I talk a lot. I've been talking for 6 minutes. Okay. All right, bye guys.